Why was a scheduled panel discussion on a new book on Babur suddenly scrapped and cancelled at the very last moment at Bhopal's Festival of Literature and Arts? While it is not new for censorship to dog free speech in India, and we've seen it happen time and again across political dispensations, this particular case really did attract a lot of interest because it took place in a BJP ruled state. And the book has been written by somebody whose first book has, in fact, been on why Modi is right for India. The criticism of the book, which the author has called false and defamatory, was also published in an RSS linked magazine. Many sprang to the author's defense, but it begs the larger question: are right wing groups or the hard right within the base now turning on their own? Or is it that once the genie is out of the bottle and once you start censoring speech, any speech, right, left, or center, then eventually it will come back and hurt even those who are ideologically somewhat on your side of the intellectual divide? In a moment from now, we'll be talking to Aabhas Maldahiyar, the author of the book on Babar. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo Story. We'll find out from the author why somebody who believes that his book could never glorify Babar, which is what his critics have accused him of doing, why he felt the need to write an open letter to Prime Minister Modi, why his scheduled conversation at the Bhopal Lit Fest was cancelled at the last moment, why what he calls so-called Hindu groups objected to this session taking place, and why there is a division of some kind. What does it reflect? Is this a tension between the BJP government and RSS linked groups? Is there something else going on? Or is this just vigilantes simply deciding without reading a book what you should read and what you shouldn't? The author wrote an open letter to the Prime Minister. But what's actually going on here? Let's find out from him in his own words. I want to welcome the author of this new book on Babar to the program now. Aabhas is with us. Welcome, Aabhas, to the program. Let me start by asking you, you've already said that it's false and defamatory what was published in an RSS linked journal, Swadesh, about your book. Many people, public figures, have also commented on social media platforms saying that you would never do a book that glorifies Babar. Obviously, your book was not read and it was commented on. Why do you think this has happened and what exactly happened?
A very good evening to all the viewers and to you, Barkha. And it's indeed a pleasure to have a conversation with you. And I'm really happy looking at the premise what you set for the whole conversation, because when we look at the censoring of the freedom of speech, it's not about left, right, center. It's always been the case that it's always with the politicians. And in fact, it's a couple of years ago, I wrote an op-ed which was called "Why No Politician Will Ever Stand for the Absolute Freedom of Speech," whether it's BJP, whether it's Congress, or it's communists. Forget about communists, they can never do it. I have been an ex-communist, I know how it works. But irrespective of that, bringing the focus to what has happened here. So this is second part of my whole biography on Babar. And a lot of people have said that this is the most definitive biography of Babar ever written, because this spans to around 900 pages and it covers entire journey of Babar, right from his death of his father to him dying in Hindustan. That's how the whole story spans. And fortunately, unfortunately, Babar has not done many glorious things in Hindustan, which anybody can even glorify in right sense of mind. It's not about, and when we write history based on primary sources, it is not custodian to any political spectrum, left, right, center. It is always a history wing. And often when people ask me that which wing you represent, I was posed this question in Bangalore Literature Festival once, that which wing you are writing for. I said I'm writing for history wing, and which can upset left, right, both. Because this, yes. So the moment I landed in Bhopal on 9th, I received the messages from the organizer that my session won't be held. And I was quite surprised. I thought that maybe there is something has gone wrong, or maybe on the side that people who criticize Babar or see Babar in great light have some problem. This is what I thought at first. This was the immediate reaction, because I'm used to get backlash that way. Recently, my book was reviewed by from ultra left for being over vilifying of this observed over vilification of Babur. So I was expecting maybe something like that has happened, and then I got to know that it's some news has got published in a journal newspaper Swadesh, which is RSS affiliated, and they are saying भोपाल लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल में बाबर भारत खोजने आया, and
Hmm.
that was the headline of it, and the subject content was बाबर का महिमा मंडन किया जाएगा भोपाल में.
Hmm.
And I was surprised because I would be the last person to uh, even sing a single line of glory to Babar except for what he has sung himself for, which comes from his own record or say primary source. I have nothing to glorify Babar for. And then I thought that maybe I need to speak to the people. I rang the right numbers. I tried to get things sorted. I met a few people in Bhopal, and I have to give it to Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad. They were so keen to listen to what I have to say, and they said that it's a mistake which has happened. It shouldn't have happened, and we are not going to protest. And we are with you, Aabhasji. And in fact, they recorded a video to
Hmm.
clarify everything to everybody that don't get into the news which has been spread by Swadesh. And it is the nature of this generation that WhatsApp पे क्या होता है कि एक clip आपने circulate कर दिया, it just start passing on here and there, and then the agitation begins. But by then
Hmm.
perhaps it was too late, and then I sent a press note to Swadesh that please clarify it in the next day when my session is about to happen, that is on 10th. They ignored my press note. They denied to meet me, as I'm told by the media coordinator of the BLF, that is Bhopal Literature Festival. They denied to meet me, but I was quite assured that because I have sent the press note, things will settle down. Who likes sensation? Everyone who wants to do the work. That's what I thought.
Hmm.
But I was
Hmm.
wrong. The next day, I heard again from the organizer that now we have to cancel your session because the people might be burning the copies of your book. They would be vandalizing the bookstore. The Manjul
Hmm.
publishing house had their bookstore there. There was threat of vandalizing that bookstore. Your session would be interrupted. This is the intel and the input I have got. I also got to know police finally came and got my books away, and my session was to begin at 2 o'clock or 1:50, something like that. But oh, sorry, it was 1 p.m. And by
Hmm.
12:45, I am told that this is the subject I have to speak on. My session was changed, and I was already going through a lot of turmoil, as in hearing the threats,
Yeah.
the book returned. I was talking to media all day and day out because the local media was all around to understand my side of story. So I was already drained entirely, and so somehow I coped up with the session. I spoke what I could. I spoke about architecture. I spoke about ancient India. Just I put the words together to make sense of the session, which was not supposed to be the session like the way it was supposed to be, but it happened.
So why
And
why do you think this happened?
I'll
As you
tell you,
said in the beginning, as you said, no politician in India, and historically we can find so many examples, and really whether it is left, right, and center, all three ideological political dispensations have banned books. All three ideological dispensations have curbed free speech. Writers and free thought have been threatened under all political regimes. Why do you think this happened with your book?
I'll tell you. So the problem is that people read very less, and this is a problem with everybody. They don't read, and there was a problem with the title. I believe the title is Babar: The Quest for Hindustan, and anybody who is a student of language would know that every word means differently when it added to a particular context. Here, the quest means the Baba's desire to conquer Hindustan or get into Hindustan. This is what the word quest stood for here. But I assume what they have done, they just first saw the word Babar and they all got, oh, Babar pe session hone wala hai. Everybody has blood pressure gone up. And then they
Hmm.
Google translated it. That's my assumption. And they would have caught Quest translation as Khoj. And that's why they
Hmm.
put this title, Babar Bharat Dhoondne Aaya Bhopal Literature Festival mein. And
Hmm.
and that's when the whole thing picked up. Circulation of the book started happening.